Hello, everyone. This is Howai Thomas with Mission Whole Life Initiative, and I want to take the moment today to share some thoughts around the Pope's environmental encyclical, his call to go back to Sunday, and for a new world order. The ideas shared by the Pope of late, particularly having to do with his environmental encyclical, his call to go back to Sunday to Roman Catholicism and for a New World Order, reminds me of an event that took place in the 3rd and 5th century AD. In the 3rd century AD, an emperor by the name of Constantine legislated the first ever national Sunday law. Why did Constantine do this? And are we about to witness the repeat of such history in the 21st century? Also, why is this significant to you or me? Why is it significant for us to understand this issue? This was a strategic move by the emperor to unify his empire. While this was convenient to the greater majority, it trampled upon the consciences of the religious minority. Here in America, the Constitution guarantees us freedom of religious expression and the free exercise thereof. Under Emperor Constantine, such privileges were not granted to the citizens of the Roman Empire. So, the religious minority, which differed majorly from the religious practices and lifestyle of Rome, ended up being ostracized and persecuted by them, and the dissenters to his national Sunday law further agitated this situation. Later on, in the year 538 AD, pagan Rome assumed a Christian veneer. However, this did not cure her from religious persecution. She persecuted even the more. This time period, which lasted from 538 AD to 1798, is what we now call the Great Dark Ages. What does the Pope's environmental encyclical and his call for a new world order has to do with this bit of history? My friends, everything. Remember, the basis of Emperor Constantine's National Sunday Law was peace and unity of the empire. Those who did not go along with such political ploy because it conflicted with their religious convictions were viewed as traitors of a good cause, enemies of the Roman state, and even seen in the same way many today regard people who hold to certain family values that clashes with those of the larger society as fundamentalist, tunneled-eyed, or even or just plain old fashioned. Here, the principle follows through. Just as Constantine the Great, on the basis of national unity and peace, legislated a national Sunday law, so Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope, is using proper care for the global environment as the basis to promote Sunday as a national day of corporate worship and Roman Catholicism. Strange, isn't it? Yet, it is a reality we are faced with, whether we want to deal with it or not. Now, apart from being seen as environmental sinners, I wonder how else would you be viewed by those who are in favor of this kind of setup, this new world order, or over which, by the way, the Pope himself wishes to preside. Also, what would be the socioeconomic repercussions for not going along with this regime of the popes? Will we see a repeat of what took place in the 3rd and 5th century AD? Do you know that the Bible takes or talks rather about these things and provides answers to these questions? Briefly, in the book of Revelation 13, the last book of the Bible, is laid out in symbolic language the union of two powerful nations to bring about a new world order, which involves a particular system of worship. From a biblical historicist perspective on prophecy, these two nations are the papacy and the United States of America. No wonder why the relationship between the two has been developing in a certain manner over the last several decades. The book of Revelation also reveals to us that those who do not comply with the new order of things will face serious socioeconomic consequences, just like those in the days of Constantine the Great, just like those in the papal persecution between the years of 538 to 1798 AD. My friends, I urge you to consider these things, especially as we are witnessing the undermining of the Constitution, the principles of which have been very instrumental in keeping these two powers of church and state from becoming one power, so as to provide the freedom to everyone to practice his or her religious beliefs without the interference from the state or the government. This is Howai Thomas with Mission Whole Life Initiative. Thank you for joining us.